While most American mothers worry about their teenage daughters' dating apps and social media, there's a community where 16-year-old girls wake up at dawn practicing skills most modern women will never learn, skills that determine their entire future. What happens behind these closed doors shapes destinies in ways you've never imagined. The age-based training system. In Amish communities, a girl's marriage preparation follows a precise timeline that would shock most American parents who struggle to get their teenagers to do basic chores. At 12, she transitions from simple household, helping to serious cooking responsibilities, while most American girls are still playing with smartphones and worrying about social media likes. By 14, she's managing entire household operations that include budgeting, meal planning for large families, and supervising younger siblings while her Mennonite counterparts enjoy an extra year of childhood freedom and less intensive training. When Amish girls reach 16, community elders conduct formal assessments of their readiness for courtship based on demonstrated domestic competence, emotional maturity, and spiritual development. Mennonite girls receive this evaluation at 17 or 18, reflecting their community's more gradual approach to marriage preparation and personal development. This systematic progression ensures no girl enters courtship without proven capabilities that modern dating completely ignores. Essential skills development. The training goes far beyond what most people imagine or what modern parenting considers necessary for teenage development. Amish girls master complex financial budgeting for large households, learning to stretch resources in ways that would impress any financial advisor or debt counselor working with families in economic crisis. They study herbal medicine and natural healing, knowledge passed down through generations that most Americans now seek from expensive alternative medicine practitioners and wellness coaches. Child psychology becomes essential as they prepare to manage families of 8 to 12 children, understanding developmental stages, conflict resolution, and behavioral management that child psychology degrees barely cover in 4 years of college study. Conflict resolution within extended family networks requires diplomatic skills that rival professional mediators or family therapists, charging hundreds of dollars per session. Mennonite girls learn these same fundamentals but with less intensity and shorter time commitments, focusing on smaller family management and incorporating some modern conveniences into their traditional knowledge base. Both communities produce women with practical life skills that most college graduates completely lack despite years of formal education. The daily life transformation, the transformation from childhood to marriage readiness happens gradually through daily routines that would overwhelm most modern teenagers accustomed to flexible schedules and personal freedom. Amish girls wake at 4:30 each morning to begin household duties that include milking cows, preparing breakfast for large families of 8 to 12 people, and managing younger siblings before most American teens even consider getting out of bed or checking their phones. Their Mennonite counterparts start slightly later but still maintain schedules that prioritize family responsibilities over personal interests, social activities, or individual pursuits that characterize typical American teenage life. By age 15, Amish girls manage household budgets with mathematical precision that rivals business school graduates, calculating seasonal expenses and resource allocation for families that often include multiple generations living under one roof. The physical demands include preserving hundreds of jars of food annually, maintaining large vegetable gardens that feed entire families year-round, and creating household textiles from raw materials using traditional methods. These skills require stamina, planning, and technical knowledge that most contemporary young women never develop, creating capabilities that ensure family survival and economic stability without dependence on modern convenience systems. Courtship and marriage arrangements. The courtship process reveals stark differences between these communities and what modern dating culture considers normal or acceptable for young adults. Amish parents maintain strict control over their daughters' romantic prospects, often pre-selecting suitable matches based on family reputation, economic stability, and religious commitment, rather than personal attraction, compatibility, or individual preferences that drive modern relationship choices. Community surveillance ensures no unsupervised interactions occur during courtship, contrasting sharply with modern teenagers' complete independence in relationship choices, dating apps, and social media connections. The rejection of a suitor can significantly impact a girl's social standing within the community, creating psychological pressure unknown to contemporary young women who have multiple dating options and social circles. Trial period living arrangements allow families to evaluate compatibility before formal engagement, essentially creating a practice marriage phase that tests domestic skills, personality fit, and family integration. Economic factors weigh heavily in marriage decisions, with land ownership, business prospects, and family financial stability carefully considered alongside personal feelings and romantic attraction. Mennonite families provide guidance rather than complete control, allowing their daughters slightly more personal choice in courtship matters while still maintaining family oversight and community standards. Both communities involve church leaders in matchmaking processes, but approaches differ significantly in intensity, control, and individual autonomy. The wedding preparation reality. The months before marriage transform girls through intensive preparation that most modern brides never experience and would find overwhelming or unnecessary in today's convenience-oriented culture. Amish communities require 6 months of focused domestic training where girls demonstrate mastery of every household skill they'll need as wives, from advanced cooking techniques that feed large families to complex household budgeting that most college graduates struggle with despite years of education. They create complete household inventories by hand, crafting intricate quilts that take months to complete and represent family heritage, preserving seasonal foods in quantities that feed families through entire winters without grocery store dependence, and building furniture with traditional woodworking techniques passed down through generations. Every item reflects their competence and readiness for married life in ways that modern wedding registries filled with kitchen gadgets and home decor cannot match or demonstrate. Mennonite preparation spans 3 to 4 months with some store-bought items permitted alongside handmade goods, representing a practical compromise between tradition and modern convenience that many contemporary couples might find more reasonable. Both communities require learning extended family genealogies spanning multiple generations, traditional recipes with precise measurements never written down but memorized completely, and cultural practices specific to their future husband's lineage and community traditions. The emotional preparation involves intensive guidance from married women who help girls process the magnitude of leaving their childhood homes forever and joining completely new family structures. What American parents are missing. While American mothers spend thousands of dollars on SAT prep courses, college applications, and extracurricular activities hoping their daughters will succeed in competitive careers, Amish and Mennonite communities focus on skills that actually determine life satisfaction and relationship success. The irony is striking when you consider that most American marriages fail not because of insufficient education or career achievements, but because couples lack the practical life skills these traditional communities teach as fundamental requirements. American teenagers graduate high school unable to cook nutritious meals, manage household budgets, resolve conflicts without drama, or maintain long-term commitments to anything beyond their smartphones. Meanwhile, 16-year-old Amish girls possess financial management skills that would impress corporate executives, conflict resolution abilities that professional mediators charge hundreds to teach, and domestic competencies that most American adults pay others to handle through meal delivery services, housekeeping, and childcare. The modern American approach prioritizes individual achievement and career success while often neglecting the relational and practical skills that determine daily happiness in marriage and family life. Perhaps the most revealing comparison is that Amish communities achieve remarkably low divorce rates through systematic preparation, while American society struggles with relationship instability despite unprecedented access to relationship advice, therapy, and educational resources. The question becomes whether American parents are preparing their daughters for career success but relationship failure. Community support. Community involvement in marriage preparation reveals fundamental differences between Amish and Mennonite approaches compared to modern society's individualistic methods. Amish communities maintain intense monitoring systems where married women closely observe young wives' adaptation to their new roles, providing support that modern couples rarely experience, but oversight that would feel intrusive to contemporary newlyweds. Mennonite communities provide substantial guidance while respecting personal boundaries more than their Amish counterparts, striking a balance that modern marriage counselors might find ideal. Their oversight includes regular check-ins and mentorship without the comprehensive surveillance characteristic of Amish practice. Both communities assign experienced women as mentors, creating relationships that last for decades beyond the initial marriage adjustment period. When marriage difficulties arise, community intervention approaches vary considerably from modern couples therapy. Amish communities mobilize quickly with direct involvement in resolving conflicts, sometimes requiring intensive couple counseling with church elders who have no formal training but decades of practical experience. Mennonite communities offer support and mediation, but generally allow couples more privacy in working through challenges while still providing guidance when specifically requested by the struggling couple. The psychological preparation process. The mental and emotional preparation for marriage involves psychological conditioning that most modern women never experience or would find difficult to accept. Amish girls learn to suppress individual desires in favor of family and community needs, developing emotional regulation skills that prioritize harmony over personal expression. This psychological training begins early through daily practices that reinforce submissive roles and cooperative behavior. Mennonite girls receive similar but less intensive psychological preparation, learning to balance personal needs with family expectations through guided discussions and gradual responsibility increases. Both communities emphasize emotional resilience for handling large family pressures, economic hardships, and community conflicts without outside professional support. The psychological framework includes developing patience for difficult in-law relationships, managing stress without modern coping mechanisms like therapy or medication, and finding personal fulfillment through service rather than individual achievement. These mental preparations create psychological foundations that enable women to thrive within traditional structures while potentially limiting personal growth opportunities that contemporary women often pursue through career development and self-exploration. The economic foundation of marriage. Economic considerations in Amish and Mennonite marriage preparation would shock modern couples who prioritize emotional connection over financial stability. Amish families conduct thorough economic evaluations of potential matches, assessing land ownership, business prospects, and family financial stability with the precision of investment advisors. Young men must demonstrate their ability to support large families through farming, craftsmanship, or business ownership before gaining approval for courtship. Mennonite families apply similar economic scrutiny but with more flexibility regarding modern career paths and financial arrangements. The bride's economic value extends beyond dowry considerations to her demonstrated household management skills and ability to contribute to family economic stability through traditional crafts, agricultural products, or limited outside employment. Economic support systems help young couples establish independent households through family networks that provide land, livestock, or business opportunities, creating financial security that most modern newlyweds completely lack in today's economic climate. Traditional knowledge preservation. The preservation of centuries-old domestic knowledge represents one of the most remarkable aspects of both communities' marriage preparation systems that modern education has completely abandoned. Amish families maintain exclusive oral tradition practices, refusing to document their household wisdom in written form, ensuring knowledge remains within the community while strengthening bonds between generations of women who share these ancient secrets. Mennonite families combine traditional oral teaching with selective documentation, allowing some modern adaptations while preserving core cultural practices that industrial society has lost forever. Both communities emphasize herbal medicine and natural healing knowledge that mainstream society has largely abandoned to pharmaceutical dependency and expensive medical treatments. Food preservation methods include traditional canning, smoking, drying, and fermentation techniques that ensure year-round nutrition without processed convenience foods or grocery store dependence. Girls learn to coordinate household production with farming schedules, ensuring family needs align with natural abundance and scarcity periods that modern families ignore through supermarket convenience. This knowledge transfer creates cultural continuity spanning generations, connecting contemporary young women with their ancestors' practical wisdom, modern relevance, and cultural value. The marriage preparation systems of Amish and Mennonite communities offer valuable insights for contemporary society struggling with relationship instability and family breakdown that affects over 50% of modern marriages. Their systematic approach contrasts sharply with modern society's often haphazard preparation for marriage responsibilities that most couples